Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to lecture 9 and Power BI series. In this particular video, we are going to do our second end-to-end project. So you can consider a company called as Quantum, and they sales, the do the business in hardware and software products. And what we want to do, we want to build a dashboard for this Quantum company, and we need to present their sales insight to their executives and their board members. So this is our project, and in this particular project I'm going to show you how we are going to connect with the real world database, maybe MySQL database, and then we are going to extract the data from SQL database inside the Power BI. We will connect through some live APIs, okay, so that we can see how we can also combine with live APIs inside the Power BI. So without wasting so much time, let's get started. I haven't built the final dashboard for this, so on the fly I'm going to build it and then show you. So let me first introduce this particular thing, which is their problem statement. Now, as you know, any Power BI project or any data analytics project start with the aim script project, right? So we need to do the requirement gathering and all those things. So I'm not going to show you the whole process. Rather, what I will do, I'm directly going to show you which kind of charts they wanted to see in their visualization. Okay, so you can consider that we have done all the hard steps to do the requirement gathering and all those things, and we are already having this particular thing. So they wanted to see monthly sales trend with the help of line chart, and then they also want to see sales by market zone. They have sales amount and zone, and so on and so forth. So I have written all these charts which they wanted to see. Okay, now I'm going to put you this inside the description box. From there you can get it. Now let's directly start with the data exploration part first. Okay, so I'm going to launch my, first of all, MySQL workbench. Okay, so if you don't have this MySQL workbench, I'm going to give you a description link of the video inside the description, from where you can check how you can install this MySQL workbench. Now those who don't know, MySQL is just nothing but a SQL database, and if you are going to work inside the data analytics or Power BI, this is very much required. So let me launch this MySQL. Now when you are going to do the setup, it is going to ask for your root ID and password. You need to set up all those things. Now once you have this setup done, it will show like this. So I have already done that, and for me it is launching. It is saying no connection established. So what I have to do, I need to first start my server. So let me open the CMD in a administrator format. I will say yes, and I will say net start MySQL 80. So this is the command you need to run it. Okay, it is saying net start is not recognized, so it should be net start. Now as soon as you do this, you see it is saying the MySQL service is starting, and it was started successfully. Now I'm just going to refresh this, come to admin and then schema, or what I can do, I can close this and once again restart this. Again I will say MySQL workbench, and now if I go to this, all right, you see now this is gone, and I can see all my databases over here. So I have this some by default databases, Power BI sales system. We are going to use this sales database for today's project, and how you are going to get this database, let me show you the process for that. So in order to get this database, you can go to this server and then click on this data import, and then you need to click on this import self-contained file. Click on this, and then you have to browse a file, SQL file, which I am going to provide you inside the description box. So this is db_dump1. You need to select this file, say open, and then you need to click on start import. Once you click on start import, it will import the data, and then from this button, if you click on refresh, you will be able to see this sales database inside your MySQL. Now if you are wondering what is this dbdump.sql, so this is nothing but a SQL file which is having all the instruction, or you can say SQL commands written in it to create the database, insert the table, insert the data inside the table. All the commands are written inside this SQL file. Don't worry if you don't know about much SQL as of now, but yes, if you know it, well and good, you can go and read about those SQL instructions. But if you don't know, you just need to use this particular thing to create the data. Okay, now once you do that, let me expand this sales, and we have 4 or 5 tables in that particular SQL file. So we have one customer table, we have date table, market table, product table, and transaction table. Now let me show you one of the table. Let's say if I'm going to explore this transaction, so you can right click on this and say select rows, and you see we have some rows coming over here, right? Now if you want to see the total count of this entire records, so there is a query called as count star. So you can say count star from sales transaction, and when you are going to run this, you see we are having 1,50,283 records. So this is a serious database. We have serious transactions recorded. Okay, now we are going to perform analysis on this data with the help of Power BI and see if there is anything we can do in terms of data cleaning, because before going to proceed with the preparation of your dashboard, you need to clean the data also. Now the thing is, see, in real world cases you are going to get the data in messy format and you need to do the cleaning process. Okay, that's for sure. But sometimes you get the clean data also. This data, I know this is a not clean data, or as per the business requirement which we have over here, obviously this is not a clean data, so we need to do the data cleaning. Now as a next step, now we are going to connect this data with the Power BI. So let's do that. Now I'm going to launch my Power BI desktop. Okay, let me click on this blank report. Alright, let's click on get data more. And I'm going to connect with the MySQL database. Connect. It is going to ask me for the details of the server and database. If you are connecting it for the first time, it will also ask you for your username and password. So if you have configured your MySQL workbench, over there you need to configure your username and password so that you can provide it over here. So since it is running on localhost, I'm going to provide this localhost, and database is sales database. Let's connect with that. And you see all of my 5 tables are showing out over here. I can directly copy all of them, and first I'm going to load them, and first we will explore the data, and then we'll see if the transformation is required or not. So let's load it. So this is a little bit large data, it will take some time. Let's wait for that. Cool. So all the data is now loaded, and you see our five tables are present over here. Now let me go to the table view. So this is our first table, customers table. We have code, name, and customer type. So here we have only 38 rows. Okay, that's it. When you go to the date table, here we have 1126 rows. Okay, then we have market. Here we have only 17 rows. Inside the products we have 279 rows. So these are our products. Okay, product one is own brand, and maybe we have something distribution also. Cool. But when you go to the transactions table, we have, you see, 1,50,283 records. So transaction table is our main table where, on a daily basis transactions are happening and we are capturing all the information. So you can say this is our fact table and these are our dimensions tables, the from the star schema and snowflake schema concept, right? Now you see, if you see over here, there are some discrepancy in the data. For example, if you see this currency, or maybe this amount also, let me click on here. You see we have amount as -1 and 0, which is not desirable, right? If you sell something, see, you are selling some quantity, the price cannot be negative or 0. So we need to remove that. At least it should be $1 and it should be, or even 1 rupees. So we don't want to we don't want basically this negative number and 0 number. That is the first thing. So that is the one data cleaning. Also, if you see the currency, you see we have currency in INR and USD. Now in order to display the total sales amount, you need to convert everything either in INR or in USD, so that we can have the calculation properly, right? Let me, if I select only USD, you see we have this 1 2 3 4 rows. Either I can discard this 4 rows, but sometimes it's not about only 4 rows. In future you might get more than 4 rows in USD, so you need to learn the skills to tackle it. So we are going to do it, and also I'm going to show you how we can convert this USD into INR on a dynamic basis. Meaning, if you watch some Power BI tutorials, they will use the formula like you take the USD value, you multiply it with the current whatever the USD, maybe 90 rupees or something like that, and you will get in the INR. But maybe sometimes the business demand is like you need to use the dynamic value. Let's say today INR is 1 USD is $90, 90 INR. So you need to use that 90. But let's suppose after 1 month a business is changing and worldwide economy is changing. Let's suppose after 1 month, if 1 USD is $85, then what? 90 will fail, right? You need to use that 85. So I'm going to show you how you can use that dynamic this purchasing or dynamic conversion rate thing. Okay, so we'll see that. So those are the two things. Apart from that, other tables looks good. In the transactions we are good, product also good, market wise we are good. You see here we have two zone wise we got two null values. So maybe we need to put proper zone. So for example, New York, it comes in which zone, and then Paris. Okay, I think accordingly we can fill these two values. Similarly, if I go to date wise we are good. We don't have any discrepancy over here, which is good, right? We have no issue over here. Okay, and then customers wise we are also good. Cool. So now I'm going to go inside the report view. I will click on transform data, and let's apply those steps which we have think of. So yes, now we are in Power Query editor, and let me directly go to the transaction table first. First of all, I'm going to remove the negative numbers. So I am going to click on the sales amount, and I will uncheck both of them, and I will say okay. Cool. So I have applied my first filter. Next, I need to change this currency. Okay, now in order to change this currency on a dynamic basis, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you two ways basically. One way is basically I'm going to show you with the help of simple Power BI itself, so with the help of calculated column. Another way, I'm going to show you a Pythonic way. So if you are know the language Python, if you know how to work with the Python, you can connect your Power BI with the Python also. So I'm going to show you in both the ways. Okay, but before that, let me check other fields. Yeah, so here let's fill the value for New York and Paris. So I am going to fill the value, transform column. Okay, and let me check if I have the replace values. Okay, if I click on this, so I want to replace the blank value with some value because these are blanks. Now I need to check, first of all, New York and Paris comes in which zone. So for that I can simply go to Google and just check New York and Paris comes in which zone. Okay, zone of world. Continue here. It's a AI mode of Google. Okay, so zone located in northern hemisphere and western hemisphere. It is in north. Is it in south, west? Because we have only 4 options: east or west. Okay, so short answer here: New York western hemisphere, Paris eastern hemisphere. So I can say west and east. For New York I'm going to put west, for New York I'm going to put west. Okay, let's suppose if I put west directly, okay, I can go to advanced option, match entire cell content, replace using special characters, insert special character. Okay, I will choose this, match entire cell content. I'll say west. Okay, let me click on OK. So here I got west and west for New York and Paris both, but you know what I want to do? For Paris I want to be east. So for Paris let's put east. How I can do that? I click on this and say replace values. So for west I'm going to replace it with east. Okay, so it replaced all of them. I can click on this. Okay, let's suppose I'm fine. I mean, you see, this is removing this value is not a big deal. I can write a expression for it, maybe measure for it, and then I can replace this value, but that's not a problem. The thing is, this is fine. After this, I mean, what I need to do, the main problem is over here. I need to convert this INR thing. Okay, this is fine. I can just keep it as it is, and you guys can take it as a homework also, that the measure is basically going to look like, if market code is mark 999 and market name is Paris, then you need to replace the zone with the value east. I have already told you and taught you how to do this. You just need to write a simple measure. Now I'm going to close and apply this, and I'm going to now show you how, first of all, we can get the exchange rate data, because you see, for here, in order to convert this USD and USD to INR, you need first exchange rate data, the current exchange rate. Okay, so we don't have right now, and we want this to be dynamic. Now what you can do, you can simply go to Google and then search USD to INR, and it is 89.66 for the time being, but it will change. Okay, daily, on a daily basis it will change, on a monthly basis it will change, so we need that dynamic information. So how? First of all, let's get that. Let me first close and apply this. Okay, and now I'm going to show you how you can get that. So in order to get that data, exchange rate data, you need to go to this website. Okay, let me show you that website. So there is something called as exchange rate API. Okay, exchange rate API. You just search on search this term on Google, and then you need to register your self on this particular website, and you are going to get, once you are going to log in, you are going to get your API key. Okay, this is a API key. This is a free API key. You can use it for free. And for example, if I show you, so when they are giving this example request, when you click on this request, and let me do pretty print. So what we have done, we are checking for USD for all the different countries. You see, USD is one, AED, AFN, all, AMD, these are different country currencies. Now if I'm just going to search INR over here, you see 90.3383. This is the current exchange rate for 1 USD, 90.3383, and this is happening on real time. This will change on each and every 1 minute. So after 1 minute you ping, if the price got changed, here they will reflect it. Okay, so that's the idea. We are going to use this exchange rate API. Okay, you can simply go here and then do the sign in process, sign up process. It's very simple. Now what we need to do, once we have done this, I will come back to my Power BI, and once again I'm going to click on get data, and this time I will say web. Okay, and now I need to provide the URL over here. In terms of URL, I'm going to provide this URL. Okay, so you see here we have this URL. So this URL I'm going to copy it and going to put it over here, and I will say okay. And as soon as you do this, you are going to get that data in a table. Okay, so see, it has loaded that entire thing inside the Power Query editor, and you see now we have this USD table available with us. Here you see result is success. This is the documentation column, terms of use column, the time at which it has fetched the price, those things. You see base code we have USD, conversion rate USD1, and for all the different countries we have the values. Okay, so this is what we wanted. Now I'm going to say close and apply. Okay, and you see USD is available over here. Now if I expand this, and here you will see the INR column also. Let me show you. Okay, it should be somewhere below. You see this is the INR. Let me click on this and put it over here. You see we have 90.34. now see this got changed, 90.34 for 1 USD. So this is how we are going to get this exchange rate data, and this is a real-time data. Okay, now next we will see how we can now what we need to do. Basically I will go to table view and go to transactions. Now here you see I'm going to create a new column called as normalized sales amount, and I will check if the currency is INR. I'm going to put the same sales amount value in that column, but if the currency is USD, I need to use that exchange rate. Okay, from this USD table. So that exchange rate I need to multiply it by with the USD value, and that will come inside my normalized sales amount column. So let's do that. Okay, so for that I have already written this particular DEX expression. So I'm going to copy this, and I will go inside the table view, inside the transaction table. I will say new column. Okay, and I'm gonna paste this. So see, this is taking time because our data is also big. Now let me paste this. So what it says, normalized sales amount INR column. Okay, I can remove this column. I will put only INR. Now what this have, I'm using a variable called as conversion rate INR. Inside that I'm using a function called as lookup value, which is going to take the value one by one. So it is going to look the value of USD conversion rate INR. So this, from USD table I need to use this column. Remember, from USD table you have that INR table, right? So I'm using that, and then what I'm saying, I'm also using the base code as USD. If these two things are available in the lookup function, so then I want to return what I want to return. I want to return if sales transaction currency USD, so then sales transaction should be sales amount into conversion rate INR, else the sales transaction should be same as sales amount. Okay, so I want to use this invalid token line 3 offset 3. Okay, what is the error? Let me do this. Okay, let me put C on column here. Okay, it has some error. Let me see what is that error. The following syntax error occurred during parsing invalid token line number 4 offset number 7. Let me close this, come to sales transaction. What is the error? Okay, maybe I can remove this normalized sales amount to this much only. Alright, so error gone. It was basically I can't use this round brackets over there, so that was the error. And I can say give the name without Python, because I'm going to show you another way also, like how you can do the same thing with the help of Python code also. Okay, so I will say without Python and click on this, and now that error is gone. And you will notice we have this for INR 102102, and let's suppose if I check the currency as USD, so you see for 250 USD we have this 22584. Let me click on this. Yeah, so data type is also fine, it is decimal number general, so we got the proper value now. Okay, now I can come to this report view, and let me show you the difference. Basically, if I put this maybe from sales amount I have, let me drag and drop it over here. So you see we are getting the value 986, 565, 768. This is the sales amount without conversion of USD to INR. And if I drag and drop this field, which is converted value, so you see we have 986, 699, 774. So those are 4 rows we have for USD to INR conversion. So that's why it's showing a little greater value. Here we have little lesser value, right? So this is how we can do it. And the good thing is, whenever this exchange rate will change, you just need to click on this refresh schema and data, and it is going to track each and everything once again from the exchange rate API, and it will show you the updated value. That's it, you don't have to do nothing else. Okay, so see, it is refreshing everything. And now if let's go over here, you see 699, 774.45. Here we have 565, 768. That's the difference. Now let me show you the Pythonic way of doing the same thing. Now in order to do the Python, what you can do, you can click on this get data, and this time you will click more, and you will search Python script over here. When you search Python, you will see the Python script. Let me click on this and say connect. And here we need to, first of all, in our system we need to install the Python. So what you can do, you can simply go to Google or Chrome Edge and just search for Python installation. Okay, you will get couple of videos, but I can show you. You can directly download it from the website. You just search Python installation on Windows. That's it. Go to this particular website and you need to install the Python 3.12. okay, so you can go to this, downloads all releases, and here you will see Python 3.12. okay, now Python 3.12, any version you can simply download it. This is release notes. You can go down for the actual versions also. Let me show you on one particular link so that you can understand it properly. All releases, and then let's suppose if you will go to, okay, let me go here, search 3.12. okay, so 3.12.10, and then you see you have this source code. So for Windows 64-bit machine, right, you can click on this installer, and once you click on this, it will start downloading this exe file. You see I have this Python 3.12.10 AMD 164-bit. if you have 32-bit, you can go for this. If you have Mac OS or different system, you can choose that particular thing. Now it's a simple step. You go and install this Python properly, and once you are able to do it, then only this when you click on get data and search Python, it will show it over here. Right now I want a Python script to be written over here. Now don't worry if you don't know about Python. I'm going to give you this script which you can simply copy paste inside here. Okay, now those who are from the Python background, they can read this script and understand. Basically we are importing the libraries request and pandas. We are putting our API key to hit on this particular exchange rate API website which I have talked about earlier. So I need to copy this API key and I need to put it over here. Okay, so I need to replace this API key with that API key, Control V. Okay, then we are hitting that URL, we are getting the response, and we are only getting 3 columns from it: base currency, target currency, and exchange rate. That's it. We are ignoring all the other columns. We are returning the result as a data frame, and then finally we are returning it. Simple. So this is the script. Okay, now when you click on OK, you see the magic. What will happen? A table will get created with the name called as df. Okay, small df. Df stands for data frame inside the Python. Don't worry if you don't know about it, it's fine. You can, for the time being, you can consider it as a table. That's it. You see we got this df. Let me click on this, say load, and as soon as I do this, you will see a df will be populated over here. So yes, it is taking a little bit time. We will wait. Also one thing like I need to mention over here, once you are going to install the Python, you will when you put this script and when you hit enter, you are going to face little bit issue, and the issue is you will face the error. So related to the libraries called as pandas and request. So in order to resolve this issue, you can go to simply your CMD and then use this pip command. You can simply say pip install pandas space request. Okay, when you are going to use this, it is going to download these libraries. I have already done it in my system, so that's why I'm not facing any error. But if you are doing it for the first time, you are going to face this issue. So you can use this particular command, okay, so that this error won't come inside your Power BI. And you see now our data frame df is available over here. You expand this, you have this base currency, exchange rate, and target currency. Both the 3 columns are available. Okay, now if I put this exchange rate over here, you see we have 90.34. this is our 1 USD equal to INR. I'm gonna cut this. Now I go to this table view. Okay, I go to the transaction table. Let me remove the filters. Now I need another column called as normalize sales amount with Python. Okay, now for this, you are going to use this df. So from df you are going to take this exchange currency, right? And you will again check if currency is INR, you are going to put the same amount, but if currency is USD, you are going to take the sales amount, you are going to multiply with the exchange rate from the df column. So for that, once again I have written another this thing, normalize sales amount Python. Let me copy this, okay, and create a new column for this. So I can go to home, or maybe I can click on this. So from column tools, here new column, okay, let me paste the formula, and here you see I'm checking if currency is USD, then sales amount is this. Now for currency is available in which it is available inside the sales transaction table, transactions of currency. Then you take a sales amount, and okay, so this is little bit going off track because we need to use this calculated column, actually a new column which is going to be a calculated column, and we need to do it in Power Query editor. So let me remove this from here. I will cancel this operation, okay, and instead of that I will go to home, transform data, and let's use Power Query editor for this. Okay, so I go to sales transaction and add column, custom column, okay, and here I'm going to use this. So you see normalize sales amount, Control X, I'm going to take it over here, right? So you see I'm using, if currency is equal to USD, I'm going to use this sales amount into df of exchange. So df dot exchange, meaning from df table use the exchange rate, else sales amount. Okay, now I'll say okay, and you see I have this particular normalized sales amount, and okay, here I'm getting some error. Let me see what is this error. So sales amount was 4124 here. For USD I'm getting the error. Let me click on this and check, okay, what it is saying. The field df dot exchange rate of the record wasn't found. Okay, it wasn't found, and let me see why it didn't found. So I can go here and here. Okay, so the problem was basically this df is in different table. So for that, what I need to do, first of all I will cancel this operation, or yeah, let me cancel this. I will go to this view or transform, or maybe home. First of all I'm going to use this merge query. I will say merge queries, and I'm going to merge the two tables, which is transaction table and df table. Okay, so here I am going to choose the df. Now here I have the currency, and here I have the target currency, and I'm going to use this left outer. So basically all the table from the left table and common from the right table. Okay, and I'm going to say okay. So this got selected, and you see this small arrow. Let me click on this small arrow, and from here I only want to see the exchange rate and not all the columns. I will say okay, and you see we have now all the exchange rate, but here we have null. And then maybe if I go now to my this step, exchange rate is still not visible. Okay, let me debug this, why this exchange rate is not visible, then I will show you. Okay, so problem was actually in the merge query step only. Let me show you what was the problem. I will first delete this step, and once again I'm going to go on merge queries, and from here we need to combine the df1. Now earlier what we were doing, we were taking this currency, and then from this table we were taking the target currency, and that's why we are able to see for USDs the error or null values. We need to take the base currency because we want to convert from USD to INR, not INR to USD. So that's why I will take from DF table base currency. So this was the problem actually. Okay, now I will say okay, and you see now I have this DF. Now I will click on this arrow, and from here I only want to see the exchange rates, so I will deselect this and say okay. Now you see for USD we are getting this 90 point whatever the exchange rate is available. For remaining, yes, we need null. And now we can go for our this particular normalized sales amount Python formula, and I can create a calculated field or add a column. So I will go here, say custom column, and I will put this I will remove it from here, I will put it here, and yes, now you see here we have this df dot exchange rate also. Let's say okay, and as soon as I do this, now you see I'm getting the normalized sales amount Python without any error, right? So for USDs I'm able to get 500 is got converted into 4,500 to 45 to 226, right? But for this INR values, it is same, right? So this is how it is working. Now we have done all the data cleaning steps. I can simply go to home and say close and apply. Okay, close and apply. This will take some time, so yeah. Now here we have this normalized sales amount without Python, and in some time we will see the other normalized sales amount with Python also. So it is applying all those things. Our data is little bit high, and that's why it's going to take some time. And this is how your real world data will also, when you are going into any organization, you will get this kind of data. So you need to be little bit patient. Cool. Yeah, now you see this got appeared. Now I'm going to drag and drop this inside this same visual. Okay, and okay, you see we are having one problem. Let me go here, and you see this, the data type of this is right now it is in the text format. Let me convert this also into a decimal number. I will say yes. All right, and now I am going to click on this. I will remove this, and once again click on this, and there you go. Now if you see, so this is sum of normalized sales amount with respect to Python. You see the value 986, 632, 771. This is without Python 986, 699, 775. So 699, 775, 632, 771. You see there is little bit change, and this might happen because we have calculated this normalized sales amount with Python on without filtering the data, and this one after filtering the data, and that's why we are seeing this difference. But if you go without doing anything, so this was like pure sum of sales amount, which is 986, 565, 768, which is again absolutely it's not required. Now I am going to use this normalized sales amount with Python for our whole you can say visualization purpose, because this is the true amount which you can say it as a your revenue of the entire company, right? Now cool, so we have done with our data cleaning process. Now I'm going to start with the dashboard designing part. So I'm going to remove this, and remember, according to our reports, we need to start creating it. So first of all, I will create a line chart where I will track the monthly sales trend. So let's do that. So we have order date, so let me drag and drop it over here, and then we have our sales amount, right? This is the sales amount. Now we know that we have the normalized sales amount with Python, so instead of using this, I'm going to use this one. Now if you see the report, so yes, sales amount versus order date, we need to do it. I'm going to drag and drop this one, normalized sales amount Python, over here, and I'm going to use the line chart. And as soon as I do this, you see we have a very kind of curvy chart. Let me go to the focus mode. We have so much data, and that's why it is showing in this way. Now inside the order date, let me first convert this order date into a proper date. In order to do that, I go to the table view, I go to the transaction table, and you see order date. I click on this. It is considered as date, but I will click here and I will say date once again. Okay, I think this is already in date, so no worries. This is already having the date format. Now you see, we can see for each and every date what was the sales amount, right? What was the total sales amount we have for each and every date from Jan 2018 to Jan 2020. Do you see any pattern over here? We can't see any pattern, right? Now let's suppose I want to focus on maybe month wise basis. Okay, so for that, what I can do, from sales date, you see this is what we have, date and date, and this date is the same. So let's not use let me remove this order date. Instead of that, I'm gonna use this particular date. Okay, so from 2017 to 2020, and I'm going to put the let me expand this date hierarchy. Yeah, if we can use this CY date also, by the way. I have made made these two columns purposefully, because this is representing the same data. So let me remove this and put CY date, and now you see we have a result from Jan 2018 to Jan 2020. So all this result. Okay, now let me come to this and let me make the data labels on, and you see now my revenues are in it's in million. So on 2017, right, in quarter 4 October 1, my revenue was 26.3 million. Then it went up by 35.5 million. Then it again drawn back, like come back to 31.8 million, and so on and so forth. So this is how my data points are. You see, from July we are on a declining position. So this area we need to think of something. Now let's suppose I don't want to only see this trends. I want to forecast this trend as well. So in future, how this sales will going to perform. So for that, you can go to this, add further analysis to your visual, and here you have something called as trend line. Let me click on this, and you see this is the trend line. When you hover your mouse to this trend line, or you can go to here, trend line, and you can change whatever you want thing, you can change it. But you see we are on a declining revenue, and this is really scary for any business. Why we are on a declining revenue? Why our company is not doing better? This is the insight which I as a data analyst I'm giving to my company, so that they can think of it. All right, now what I will do, let me click on this forecast also on, And as soon as I do this, you see now I can see the forecast, and forecast says maybe from see I am on a 15 million on July 2020, and for Jan 2021 I might go to 19.61 million, which is again a upward revenue, because you see for January here we were on a like the bar was very high till this. From July to Jan it is on declining but again since new year is starting, so that's why this forecast is showing you will increase it. Now this comes with 95% confidence. You will have the upper bound and lower bound also. So you see this gray area, this is the upper bound and this is the lower bound. So lower bound says you can go based upon this data, our Power BI is suggesting that lower bound can go to 8.4 million and upper bound can go to 30.82 million. So you can increase the sales or decrease the sales, but if you take the average, it is saying for 19.61 million. So it is most likely that we are going to increase the revenue for January, February. So the business is like that. Whenever June, July starts, we are dipping our business. The business is going or revenue is going down, but whenever a new year starts, it is picking up. So due to seasonality, we have this seasonality data, and that's why it is showing this kind of information. Okay, so we have done this first analysis for our business. Now I will say back to report, and this is what we will have it, and I will keep this report here. Okay, now let me do little bit formatting. First of all, I am going to do my canvas setting, canvas background. I am going to put image. For that I will go here, I will use this gradient wallpaper, and I'm gonna reduce the transparency to 0, and also I'm going into canvas setting, I'll say custom, and I'm gonna increase the height and width. So let's suppose height is 1000 pixels and width is maybe okay 1400 pixels. Okay, but this image is not fitting. Let me check the image. Canvas background color, I will say this one, or I need to fill the image. This is white is fine. Okay, I need to fill the image, and then once again let's increase the canvas size even more further. So I'll say 1200. Okay, so if you are increasing the canvas size, image size is going down, so I will say 800 pixels so that I can fit my image. Height wise and width wise I will say 1200 pixels. Cool. Now here I have my very first image, and let's change the title for this. So title wise I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna change it. Okay, I will say, or let's not put the title also, because this is very clear that it is revenue monthly, or you can say yearly revenue, which is fine. So I remove the title directly. Also I will go to visual, and from y-axis I'm going to remove the title, but I need this data, and from x-axis I'm going to once again remove the title. Values I will keep it. Okay, cool. Now let's remove the background of this image also. So I will go to general, effects, background, let's say white 30% darker, and let's increase the transparency. Okay, so you see as I'm increasing the transparency, it is going blur, Now let me also change these colors first of all. So I will once again go here, x-axis, right, values, color I will change to white, make it bold, and let's make it 10. All right, similarly for y-axis, values, color to white, bold, and 9. This looks good. And then we have this chart value, so let's make them as well properly aligned. We have this, first of all let me remove the grid lines also, horizontal as well as vertical grid lines. I will remove them, and I go to line markers, okay, secondary y-axis. See, the color needs to make white, bold, and 10. Now I also need to change these values, okay, so let's go for that. For that, actually zoom slider I don't require. Let's go inside the lines, and then line you can take, solid line, dash line, any line. You see, this is how it will change. Let's go for solid only. And color wise, blue is fine. Let me increase the transparency, or maybe I can choose different color. Let's suppose if I go for yeah, this color, and increase the transparency. Yeah, this looks fine to me. And then for markers, let me make it on so that I can see these markers, okay. And data labels, let's go to data labels and value, and let's change the color to white, bold, and even 10 for them, okay. So this looks good, right? Now I'm gonna reduce this transparency even further. So for that, once again I will go to, if click on this chart, general, effects, transparency, let's increase it, right? Yeah, so you see this looks good, right? I have now this, all the data points properly available to me, and this looks fine. I can increase even little bit more further to just make it more good looking. Transparency, let's suppose 72. So in 72 it is going all the things. I think this is fine, 70% is fine. And now this blue color doesn't looks good, so I'm gonna change this blue color little bit. I will go to visual lines, color, and let's make it, yeah, this blue looks good, okay. I will go with this one, fine. So our first chart is ready. Now let's go to the next one. I'm gonna add one KPI to see the total revenue. So let's add a KPI over here, and this KPI is going to show you the total revenue, and it is this one. I can make it as a card also, not a problem. So my overall company revenue is 986.63 million. So this is my overall company revenue. Let's change the title and everything. Inside the title, or let me select this card, Okay, I will make it a corner radius to this. Okay, on this let's go here and general effects, or you can do one thing, you can click here and click on format painter and just click on this. Okay, color still got not changed, so let me change the color to this one. Still it is not gone. I need to check. Let me remove this and put the card and then put the value. Click on this, click on format painter, click on this. Okay, and now I need to fix manually, so I will go on here. Okay, inside the general properties, these are the height and all those things. Let's go to title is already off, data format is fine, header icon, let's change this one, and what else, we have the visuals, cards, background, this thing, and let's increase the transparency, or you can okay, background is fine, let's turn off this background. What else we have, accent bar, shadow, glow. Let's go to call out, and from call out labels, color to this. Okay, this is not changing. I need to see how we can change the background for this, but before that let's go and have another things. So I will go to report, and now I also want to see this sales by market zone. Okay, so for that I have this market zone already in the market table. So you see we have this market zone. Let me drag and drop this. We have 4 market, and once again I need to see my normalized sales amount, and I'm gonna convert this into a bar graph. Okay, what happened? Central, north and south zones, right? Let's click on this. Okay, now this is coming properly, fine. So we are getting the highest from north, then second highest from central, and then very less revenue from the south. So we need to focus on south. What is happening wrong inside the south one, that needs to be focused. Let me click on this format painter and apply it over here. You see this is coming properly fine. All right, and also let's make the edges little bit visual border. Let's on it, and let's increase the pixel so that it will have in this format. Now I will click on this format painter, click on this, so that this will also have a nice visual. Okay, this looks good. And also let's increase this size even further inside the canvas background. color should be white 30%, 20% darker. Transparency is okay, transparency over here is fine. Image should be, let me, if I do stretch, see it is stretching the image. This is fine. In canvas setting I can, this is also fine. What I can do, I can have a multiple pages over there. I will try to combine all of them. Okay, now let's go a little bit less over here and let me put this here. Next we have a product type contribution, right? So product wise I want to see my sales. So for that I have the product table, and here we have product type and this one. Okay, maybe I can go for pie chart or donut chart. Let me click on this donut chart, and here we have some null values, blank values, which is this one. So maybe if I go here inside the products table, here I have distribution and own brand only, but when I go to sales transaction table, so for that product code is there. So you see product code is this one. So only for those product codes we have the data, but for those product codes which we won't available over here, for that obviously it is going to show us this blank value only. That's why this blank value is coming. Okay, but that's fine. I can click here, format painter, click on this. Okay, go here, legends, the center height, and this is fine, but text I will just change the color to white, and I have this is also fine. All right, let me put it over here. Now what else I have, I also want to see this customer wise performance. Okay, so I have my different customer types. Let me pull them. Let me first put the card over here. Okay, now I will go to customer table. You see I have this sales table and customers table over here. I have my customer type. So only two types of customers, bricks and mortar and e-commerce. And then I will put this Python one over here. Maybe a pie chart is fine. I will click on this, format painter, apply to this. Okay, cool. So you see 240.37 million revenue is coming from e-commerce, and remaining is coming from the bricks and mortar. So in offline channel I have more revenue rather than online, right? Cool. Now let's go and see some more thing. Average deal size comparison, right? So for that, or top 10 product, let me first calculate this top 10 products by revenue. See, for this video my focus is not on more than visual. The hard part we have already covered, right? That this data cleaning stuff, connecting to web data and all those things. Now this thing you already know it, how you can do it, right? The hard part was which we have already done it. In the future video, which is our next project, there I will pay more attention on visual even further. So yeah, let's complete this quickly. But so let's go for this top 10 product by revenue. So top 10 product by revenue, we have product type. So I'm gonna use this product type. Wait, we have product name wise I want to see. So do we have product name? Okay, product code we have, product type, product name is not there, so that means product code is there. So let me drag and drop this. So you see we have multiple products, and product wise revenue I want to see it. So I'm gonna put this. Okay, and let's convert this into a bar chart only, and I want to see my top products basically. So let me click here, format painter, click this, and maybe I can shift this over here and this over here. So you see for blank values, yes, we can ignore it. Product number 40 is on top, it is giving me obviously 0.02 billion dollars, 0.47 billion dollars for blank, and so on and so forth. You can see for each and every product items. So this is the product wise revenue. If you want to apply a filter, so you can just drag and drop this inside a filter, and you know how those filtering works, right? Let me shift this over here, right? This thing over here. Cool. So now we have this product wise revenue as well. Next is let's suppose I want to see the market name wise, the geographical analysis also I want to see. So if you go to the market table, you see we have the market code, right, or market name basically. So if I drag and drop this market code, these are the markets, and if I put this market name, you see we have this Ahmedabad, Bangalore, right, all those things. And maybe this time I can choose these field map, or this map, normal map, any map is fine. Let me click on this map and I'm gonna also put this let me put the market name. And see, I don't have the latitude and longitude for this, so that's why it might show, it might not show. Let me try this. And I'm also going to put this normalized sales amount inside the legend. Okay, so see, this latitude and longitude is not there, and market name is nothing but it's just a the let me do control Z once again. So this is nothing but it's a city's name basically, Bangalore, or you can say city's name. So what you have to do, first of all, you need to convert these cities into latitude and longitude, and then you can put it in the upcoming session. I'm going to show that. Right now we can ignore it. Let's not use this map or geographic map. Let's use this maybe ribbon chart we can use, or let's not use the ribbon chart also, because this is not the best example for ribbon chart. Though if you want to use it, you can do that, not a problem. Let's do this. I will convert this into a bar chart only, because bar chart is the good option over here. So you see Delhi NCR is the biggest region, I have the highest revenue, right, and so on and so forth. Bangalore is the lowest contribution, so something is going wrong inside the Patna, Lucknow, Surat, Bhubaneswar, Bangalore, and maybe I need to pay attention, manager need to pay attention over there, what is happening. Quantum sales, CEOs, CXOs will call out those managers, these regional managers, and they may ask what is going wrong over here based upon this report, right? Now let's apply this format painter on this as well, and let me put it over here. So I can shift the things little bit. Okay. Fine, this looks good. All right, and I think we are done with this. Just I'm going to put one header and text box, and we will be able to do it. Let me give the heading quantum sales insights. Let's make it 32 or maybe 40. Bold, center align. Hmm, 32. Okay. I'm gonna put this over here. Yeah, click on this, format painter, apply on this, and let's change the color of the title. So color wise, let's say white color. Okay, you need to select this first, so select it and white color, and there you go. And let's make it bold also, right? So we have this now, and now let me change this thing. I will come here, go to visual and go to call out. Okay, inside the call out, layout, nothing happens. Value, yeah, color got changed, and let me increase the transparency. Okay, transparency wise nothing is happening. Okay, so I checked this. When you click on this, first of all I have created this thing, quantum sales dashboard, and I clicked on this format painter, then I clicked on this, so I had this round corner, this particular KPI. And now when you click on this, you go here and you basically need to remove all the backgrounds. So from multi-card layout, you remove the background. You see now that is less in white. Then you go to cards. From cards also you remove the background, and from call out value also you need to remove the background. And now you see we have this thing. And also from the call out, let's go to the values, and from here let me change it to white color. Okay, and labels also I'm gonna change it to white color. Okay, bold. So this is my revenue. All right, this looks good. Now let me just copy this, Control C, Control V, and here I'm going to, and let me reduce the size also a little bit, if not more, or this size is also fine. Now here I'm gonna show the total the basically quantity which we have sold till now, and basically this revenue how it is coming. So here you see I whatever field you are going to put, let me show you. So if I put sale, first of all I remove this revenue, and I'm gonna put sales quantity over here, and you see it is showing sum of sales quantity. So you double click on this, and you just provide the total sold quantity, total sold units, whatever you think is a good option, and the same text will appear over here. Okay, so we have these two KPIs added. Now let me see if I can add any more thing over here. By the way, this got little bit changed, so let me click on this and then this, so that this product will appear over here properly. Okay, now if you check your this thing, remember we have this average deal size comparison also, so let me add that. So for average deal size comparison, we need average sales amount and customer type. So customer type, you see we have already taken this, right? Customer type over here, you see we have this customer type, right? For bricks and mortar and e-commerce, so that is fine, we have already added that. Let's not go into that thing. Let me see if something else I can add it over here. Sales transaction, we have exchange rate, customer code, currency, and all those things. I'm thinking of adding one more. Maybe let's say if I'm gonna add the filter, and that filter is I want to add the cities basically. So I have this sales market, and these are my market name. Okay, let me put it over here. So you see these are my market name, and I'm going to create the tree map, but first of all market name, and then I'm going to see the sales wise market, and then let me click on this tree map. Okay, and you see this is my tree map. I'm going to once again click on this format painter and then click on this, and now you see city wise I have this tree map. Okay, let me expand this little bit further. You see the very last city is Bangalore, right? So I have this city wise, basically I can see my sales amount, right? Or city wise revenues basically, right? Good. Now I'm gonna add one last thing, which is nothing but a filter, and the filter I want to see is by I'm gonna put this date. So I want to on a yearly basis I want to see this. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna select the slicer over here, and then I'm gonna put date inside it, and this should be, I will go here, slicer setting. I'm going to say this I want to do the continue trial. Let's say drop down, and we have all the dates over here, but I only want to see the monthly name. Okay, and let me remove this. So now you see I have month wise filter. So if I only want to see the data of April, so I click here, and this entire date will data will change accordingly. So you see now I have the my forecasting till 2030, right? When I remove the filter, I have forecasting till only 2021. So this is how I can see the data on a monthly basis, right? Now I can do this thing, and let me click this, format this, and now let me change this as well, the visual part. Okay, effects, the values I need to change basically. So I will go here, slicer header, color should be white, should be bold, and I will say month name in this way. Remove this underscore. Okay, and then I have this values. So for that also I'm gonna change the text to white, bold. Okay, so this looks good. Now I have all this month, and you see the values are also, I need to change it. So let me do in this way. I will click on this visualization. Okay, values and background. See, I'm gonna say okay, this should be none actually. So I'll do Command Z, so it will become none. You see, when I'm clicking on this, this is coming in white. So let me see if I can change the values of those. Effects, background. So when I say effects background, it is coming as white. Okay, this is fine actually. I can see the data, April and this thing. So this looks fine actually. I can go and see the data. But let's suppose, if I can put the filter over here, and I can do one more last change, which is I go here, slicer setting, and I will say instead of drop down, I can take it as a tile also, or drop down looks fine. Okay, vertical list looks more fine. Yeah, this is good. And let me put it over here. This is the good place. Cool. So with this, I'm not going to put more data over here, but this is fine. This is our final thing, final dashboard of quantum sales dashboard. I hope you have learned a lot. One last thing, like once again, you can click on this publish button, and you can publish this particular dashboard. Let me show you. You click on save, and in my workspace, obviously we have published this. So this is also, you can publish it and share the link with others. One more thing I wanted to show over here is basically, let me say got it. So you see, this is something called as mobile layout view. Let me click on this, and now once you have created your desktop view, you can drag and drop, or maybe let's say click on this auto create mobile layout. So same layout you can see in your phone as well. Let me click on this auto create mobile layout, and as soon as I do this, you see all your data is available over here inside the mobile phone. Now this is how your mobile phone data will look like. Obviously this is not very good. You need to rearrange, and need to basically arrange the fields accordingly, so that it will look good in your mobile phone also. Now why I'm showing this mobile phone view, because Power BI comes with the mobile version of app also. And let's suppose your manager or CXO, CEO and CXO, those people are wanted to see the sales in their phone. So in that case, they can just go to Play Store or App Store. They can download the Power BI application, and then they can just log in with their credentials, right? And then they can see the same thing on their mobile phone also. That is also being provided in the Power BI. So that is a very handy feature, and I wanted to show you that as well, right? Obviously you need to change and the color and all those things. Let me do Command Z, and see, like you can drag and drop this over here, right? Now here also you need to change the background, all those things. Again, you have to do each and everything. So that is again possible. You go to your visualization, right, and from here you can change the theme, whatever theme you like, that all the things you can change it from here. All right, so that's it for this video, folks. In the next video I will be coming up with another project in which I will be more focusing on data side as well as the visualization part, and that will be our end video of this Power BI series. So see you in the next one.